the JioFin business,
Yeah.
there is some clarity there, Kartik. We know that it's going to enter the insurance space. We know that they may have an AMC business because there was this big announcement that came by the way of BlackRock, but no clarity there as far as AMC is concerned. So what do we know so far on Jio Finance? What is the road ahead?
So, as I read it, Shweta, Jio Financial Services was demerged from Reliance Industries and was touted to be an NBFC player, a non-banking financial corporation, right? But now it looks like the whole formula is complete, that it's an NBFC.
Okay.
It is an AMC.
Okay.
So I don't think Chirag is going to be very happy about that, another player in the AMC business, but we'll come to Chirag. So it's an NBFC, it's an AMC, and the new announcement that came yesterday is that it is also going to be an insurance player, right? So what are the headlines? The headlines are that there is going to be this foray into insurance, and insurance when it comes to all three insurances, which is life insurance, health insurance, as well as general insurance. So these are going to be insurance products stroke services being rolled out on the Jio Financial Services platform. Now, how is this service actually going to be dispersed? It's going to be dispersed using the Jio platform, which of course, as we know, is a digital platform, and there's going to be the solid, robust digital interface to offer these financial products stroke services to largely the entire middle class of India, and perhaps many insurance products which can penetrate even deeper into the rural segment of society, just like the mobile telecom operations of Jio have penetrated. Now, what is interesting to note here is that NBFC, AMCs and insurance all have very different regulators. So, eventually, are we looking at Jio Financial Services, and telecom of course has yet another regulator. So
yes.
Are we looking at brand Jio as a sum of multiple parts of different companies? Eventually it becomes a conglomerate of its own and has different demerged entities or different companies for each of these different verticals. Right. And that is going to be an interesting story to watch and see. But what is interesting about the way Mukesh Ambani makes his speeches is that you use these wonderful big national interest words like democratization of financial services, right? These are statesmanly like statements that come every time there's an AGM, whether we talk about the launch of Jio Telecom and how it was to actually make data accessible, affordable to the last mile.
Selling the Indian dream, perhaps.
It's the Indian dream. Right. It's sometimes it's very difficult to differentiate between the words used by Prime Minister Modi and Reliance Chairman Mukesh Ambani, because they're talking pretty much the same language, right? So it clearly shows an alignment with the national goals. And here we're talking about democratization of financial services. We are talking about simple services. We are talking about affordable services. We are talking about innovative services. We are talking about intuitive services. And these are all largely going to attract, I think, the entire user base of Jio. And that user base is also going to continue to grow exponentially through the Jio Air Fiber, which we can come to after we've taken a word from Chirag.
Let's come to Air Fiber later. But Chirag, also I understand the optimism. We know that this is one of the biggest conglomerates in the country, but also it's a business at the end of the day, which means the end goal is to make money.
Of course.
And even as Mukesh Ambani uses these big words like democratization of financial services, which is what the country needs at this point in time, the end goal will always be to make money because it is a business. So I think it's important to point that out as well.
Absolutely right.
And let's quickly get Chirag. Chirag, how jittery are you about the competition that's going to be in the AMC space with JioFin now entering that space and more, and with all the slew of latest announcements that is coming in as far as Jio Financial Services is concerned?
So we are just, our savings into equity is just 4.48% of the total saving. So, and if you see in US or a developed world, it is more than 50%. So when you are expanding, you need more and more players, because when there is an expansion, everybody share the cost of the expansion. And so we are just witnessing 41st and 42nd asset management company. I think in 5-7 years, we will have 100 asset management company, and it is great to be 41st or 42nd asset management company at that point in time. So I think the competition is good. It is good when you expand, all companies share the cost of the expansion. And if you are having more and more players, we can reach faster to 20, 25%, 40% of the share of total savings of Indian. And it is good for all Indians, right? So profit is actually when you work for any cause. The profit is a
Chirag,
byproduct.
also, a question that comes to my mind, sorry to interrupt there, is it fair competition at all? Because you have a Reliance-like company that already has a great customer base by the way of its telecom service. It has huge corpus, deep pockets. The competition is likely to be tilted, swayed in favor of Reliance.
So actually, as you know, India has started doing well. The money has started flowing to India. If there is a capability to generate alpha, I think money will chase to those companies, right? The industry has become meritocratic now. So if you are able to give good investing experience to your investor, the money will chase, and that has been happened in US also, in other developed market also. Those funds which has performed well, they actually get disproportionate share of the new investments. So it is all a meritocratic industry. As of transaction is necessary, but if you perform well, you will get the flows. That is what is the story behind the scene.